everybody, welcome back to another video with ElectraSoul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just a spiritual bitch putting everybody on. What I intend to do is to teach people that God and Jesus and the universe coexist as one. Now today in this video, guys, this is going to be kind of going off of last week's video, which was all about keeping it simple, you know, within the law of assumption. I think a lot of people tend to overcomplicate how simple it is to use the law. And so with that being said, I really don't want y'all to overcomplicate shit because it really is as simple as it's being shown to y'all. The only thing that you have to do is affirm and persist. Don't react, don't check, don't do anything else besides those two things, and you're pretty much set in stone. Like, you're gonna get what you want, guaranteed. But so with that being said, last week's video was just about keeping it simple when it came to the law. Today's video is going to be about not making things that don't have to be such a big deal within the law of assumption into such a big deal, because nothing within the law of assumption is actually supposed to mean that much, nor is it supposed to affect you that much. So let's say, for example, that you're manifesting your SP and you've been affirming that this SP is in love with you, that you're with them, that you guys are together happily and everything that you want them to be with you. But then you see them with their girlfriend. You see them with their girlfriend and you start to overreact. You start to tell yourself, oh my God, did I fuck it up? Why is he with her now? You start to talk about it to your friends. Like, you do the most, okay? And this is exactly what you have to steer away from, like literally making such things like that into such a big deal when in reality you see him with his girlfriend, and what are you gonna do? You're going to affirm on top of it as opposed to reacting to it, because nothing has to be that big of a fucking deal, especially because you have the power to change it, and you absolutely do. There's nothing in this world that can hold you back from manifesting exactly what you want and from you having the power to do so except for you. So if you decide to take that away for yourself, that's entirely up to you. But of course here, you're going to stick to your power, you're going to know who you are, and you're not going to allow for these little things that you can change to be such a big deal to the point where you feel like you've fucked up your manifestation or you're not going to get what you want or whatever else, because that will never be the case unless you say that for yourself. Well then, anyway, before we dig deeper into this subject, let's get started with the video so that we can get to talking about it. Okay, perfect. Now that we're in, let's get to talking about not making things into such a big fucking deal for no reason, because why are you stressing about little shit that you can change simply because you said so and that's it? Like, what's the point? There's no point. Well then, anyway, it is super simple, as y'all know, to not make things into such a big deal, because in the first place, there's no reason to be tripping about anything that you are manifesting for, even if you see things within your physical reality that you don't like. For example, if you're affirming for more money and then suddenly you have to spend 2K today, spend the 2,000 proudly, knowing that you're gonna make exactly what you're spending right back simply because you said so and that's it, and stop tripping about the amount that you have to pay for, because you tripping over having to pay that amount is what's going to stop for that financial flow to be coming in. Do you feel me? Like, it's all up to the way that you perceive it and the way that you react to it, okay? Because if you are the person who's literally right in between the flow, stopping the flow from going through, of course you're not going to get what you want. Of course it's going to take longer, and of course you're going to be stressed out looking at all the circumstances and all the ways that things can get messed up. Like, there's no reason to do it for yourself, because none of that shit can actually affect you unless you give it permission to. And that's why I always say that literally nothing can fly unless you give it permission, because truth be told, nothing can hurt you without your permission, nothing can affect you without your permission, and nothing can go without your permission. So if you let any of these things slide, you know, you just let it happen, whatever it is, you start to react, you start to check the 3D, you start making little things into such a big fucking deal, then you're stopping your flow from coming in, which is everything that you want plus more. Because bitch, the second that you say that you have something, it's already manifested in the 3D. As y'all know, this wonderful place that we love to go to because we live in it constantly all the damn time, fairy tale world. This is it, where everything that you're affirming for is already manifested here. So everything that you've ever wanted or want or will want in the future has already been manifested for you right here, because in the 4D you already got what you want. There's nothing that you have to go out of your way to get, nothing that you have to beg for, nothing that you have to plead for. So you should feel very happy knowing this, because you're literally set in stone. It's like having a college fund. Like, the second that you're born, you're secured for college, you're done, you're good. You feel me? Same exact fucking thing. Think of the 4D as your college fund. This is the place where everything is guaranteed, so there's no reason to be making such small things like buying textbooks into such a big deal, because you still have so much money to spare. Someone who has a college fund is not going to be stressing out about buying like 5 textbooks for college, you feel me? Because what are they gonna say? I have more than enough money to spare, it doesn't matter to me. The fuck? Exactly right. Keep the same energy here, because it's exactly right. You have nothing to stress out about when it comes to what you're manifesting for, because all of those small little circumstances that are going on around you, where your SP might be acting like a dick, maybe you're losing money when you're really not, maybe your parents are starting to be rude to you again, whatever the case is that you are affirming to change, it is already changed. Do not ever take what you're seeing in front of you as the final statement, nor take it as a big deal, because doing either of those things is what's going to escalate it into something more than it has to be. It really doesn't have to be that deep. It really does not have to be such a big big deal. It really does not have to mean anything other than what it is that you want it to mean. So if you don't want it to mean something huge where it affects you to that point where you feel like shit for no fucking reason, and yes, I keep saying for no reason because it literally is for no reason. Somebody who is as naturally successful as you is not going to be stressing out about anything because there would be nothing to stress out over. Somebody who literally has all of the natural tools inside of you to get what you want is not going to be stressing out about anything within the reality because they already have everything that they need inside of them. It's all secured. It's in the bag. It's done. It's set in stone. If you know that you have such a strong security like this, where you pretty much have 20 bodyguards around you, a college fund, your house is prepaid for, someone bought that shit for you, like your entire life is set in stone, just waiting for you to just live it, then why would you make such little things that do not have to be such a big deal into something more than they actually are worth? Because the second that you're giving them that kind of attention where you're freaking out about them, talking about them, thinking about them constantly, is you giving those things your energy. And what does you giving those things your energy do? It takes away energy from you and it starts to feed that thing to grow even bigger. So at first, maybe you were just worried about the way that your SP was looking at his girlfriend, but now you're starting to worry about what they do on the weekends. Where did they go on dates? What do they do when they're together? Do you see what I'm saying? You're escalating for no fucking reason. You're making it into something more than it originally was because it originally was not like that. It wasn't that deep until you made it that deep, okay? Everything remains surface level until you decide to make it that fucking deep where you're diving in 6 feet underground or into that damn pool or into the ocean or wherever else that you're diving into to make it that freaking deep for yourself. Do you really want to sit here and stress out about things that really do not have to be stressed out over? I absolutely do not think so. Especially coming from me, somebody who would make the smallest things into the biggest fucking deals, who would overthink everything all day, every fucking day for literally no reason, like I've stated the entire video, no reason at all. I was doing it to myself on purpose because I felt like I deserved that. I knew that these things did not have to be such big deals, but I would allow myself to think so hard into it to the point where I would think that it was a big deal, and it became one. Because once I started paying attention to the little things that really did not mean anything, they started to grow into even bigger things. So maybe it was just one zit over here when I was affirming for my acne-free face, right? Now it's gonna be 10 zits over here. Oh my god, my forehead. Oh my god, my chest, my back. Like literally, y'all would be surprised to see just how far things can get escalated if you allow them to. But if you don't allow them to, they're gonna sit in one little spot in that zit, and that zit's simply gonna go away, and it's gonna be like it never happened because it never did. If you say that things did not happen the way that you did not want them to, then you have nothing to stress out or freak out over. Like there's literally nothing to stress out about because everything's already secured, everything's already done, it's already calm, it's set, it's serene. Like there's nothing to stress out about because it is all truly taken care of simply because you said that it was. And that's entirely up to you, and I will say that wholeheartedly because it is the truth. Even if little things do happen where you are freaking out, your SP's doing this, that person's doing that, the money this, whatever it is, I promise you that it really never has to be that deep. It never has to be such a big fucking deal. Nothing in this life is actually worth making such a big deal over, and I 110% believe that, which is why you have to make the choice to take a step back to not allow for these things to escalate to such big points. Because upon it being a choice, you have to put your foot down anytime you feel tried, anytime you feel like something is going wrong, when of course it never is. You have to be strong enough to come in with your strong ass mindset to let you know that nothing in this world could ever move without your permission. Nothing could ever go wrong without your permission. Nothing could ever happen without your permission. So if you are allowing to put your foot down to not allow for any of these things to go out of bounds when they don't have to go out of bounds, then you're completely fine. You're set in stone. That's pretty much the point I was trying to get across, because upon you choosing for these tranquil things to happen to you, which is you not making things into such a big fucking deal, your entire life is going to be peaceful in every way, shape, and form. Every single fucking way, shape, and form. It's going to be as peaceful as you want it to be, because the most peaceful people live knowing that everything is set in stone, taken care of. It's set in stone in your favor, taken care of. It's set in stone, permanently there for you to have. It's all taken care of because it's meant to be that way. Do you understand? Allow life to be as easy flowing and as easy going as it's supposed to be. Allow the law to treat you well. Allow your mind to just go with the flow, because there is no reason for you to be freaking out about things that you know that you have enough power to change. You should absolutely not be reacting to your SP. You should not be reacting to the money thing. You should not be reacting to the way that anyone is treating you, how anything looks, how nothing is appearing on the surface, because none of it is solidified unless you decide to dive 6 feet underground to make it solidified. But if you choose to stay on the kiddie side at the kiddie pool, surface level 2 feet down deep, that's as far as you're gonna go, then there's absolutely nothing that could end up being a big deal, because it never has to be that fucking deep. Allow yourself the easy life and just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the process. The law of assumption is not supposed to be something that should be stressful. That is the last fucking thing it's supposed to be. The law of assumption is literally a cure. It is the solution to all of your problems. It is everything that you need wrapped up into one little thing. 2 steps: affirm and persist. That's all you have to do. That's what you're getting for Christmas this year, bitch, because I'm telling you right now, there is no reason as to why you have to make things into such a big deal when your life is meant to be enjoyed. The main character never stresses out about the little things because the little things are being changed the very second that the main character says so. The one who's in control is not going to be stressing out about what to do next because there's nothing else to do. Just affirm and persist. That's all you have to do. The 2 things. The 2 little gifts that you're getting under your Christmas tree this year. Like, there's nothing else besides the tranquil feeling of knowing that you have everything that you want plus more in the 4D secured and ready for you to have. The only thing that you have to do is just quiet your mind. And the way that you do that is simply by not allowing for any kind of overthinking thoughts to take over, and that's all you have to do. Simply do not allow for these things to come in to make you feel any other type of way. Do not allow for someone to fuck with your character. That's someone being the overthinking thoughts. That's someone being you wanting to make things into such a big deal, because why would you want to do that to yourself? There's no reason as to why you should. And of course you don't. Who wants to make things into such a big deal when they don't have to be? It is as simple as looking at that thing, knowing that it is changed the very second that you say that it is, and that's it. You're set in stone. Stop freaking out. Stop making it into such a big deal and just relax. Everything is taken care of. You're completely fine. Everything is completely okay simply because you said so, and that's it. So take this with y'all to know inside of your hearts and souls that this is the truth. There's nothing that you have to freak out about, nothing that you have to stress out about. Nothing has to mean that fucking much to you. So eliminate your care for these things, put your focus back onto you, and stop allowing for the little small tiny shits to mean so much to you, because it is not meant to mean that much to you. You are strong. You can do this. So fucking do it, because you absolutely know that you can, simply because we said so, and that's it. All right, y'all? Perfect, because it is that simple. Nothing has to be that big of a deal. I promise you that. All right, y'all, that's basically it for my video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I intend that this video helped to the best of its ability, and I know that it did, because guys, listen up. Nothing has to mean that much, and you, especially you, the main character, should not be allowing for your energy to be put onto little shit like this to make it into such a big deal. For what? For no reason, because nothing has to mean that much unless you say that it does, and that's it. Take away the only thing that's giving it power, which is your care, which is your energy, which is your attention, and redirect it onto the bigger things, the things that you're actually affirming for. If you're affirming for that SP, you're not going to be sitting here focusing on what he's doing on the weekends, what she's doing on the weekends, what they are doing on the weekends. It doesn't matter what they do. Allow them to be as free as they want to be, because none of it fucking matters. The only thing that matters is what you are saying for yourself. So if you're going to sit here and stress out about what they're doing, the little things, oh, this, that happened today, this, that happened yesterday, whatever else, then of course that is a decision that you decided to make for yourself, where you decided to sit back and to make these things into such a big deal when they were not meant to be such a big deal. They were not meant to be cared for, because they are that small for a reason. They're that small because you're not meant to care for them. You're not meant to give it any kind of attention, because it does not have to matter that fucking much to you. It absolutely does not have to, and it shouldn't. It really should not. Somebody who is as powerful as you should not be wasting your time looking at the little things in life, and instead should be focusing on the things that you do truly want, and the things that make you happy, and the things that make you feel loved inside. Anything that makes you feel good about yourself is what you should be focusing on, as opposed to the little things that make you feel like you're gonna react, that make you feel like you're gonna feel a type of way. Oh, I don't know, I'm checking this, that. No, you're not gonna do any of those things, because you know that those things do not help you. They make you feel like shit. They make you feel worse. They make you feel like you're gonna react. You don't want to react to any of it, so you're not going to. And so you're not going to allow yourself to pay attention to things that could potentially trigger you, that could potentially make you react, that could potentially make you feel a type of way, when in reality, the only thing that you have to do is affirm and persist and focus on the big picture at hand, because you already have the big picture at hand, bitch. It's in the 4D waiting for you to have. The only thing that you have to do is to keep affirming and persisting, and to stop freaking out and stressing out about the little things, because none of those things matter unless you give it that kind of importance. Do you understand? If you say that it has importance, then it automatically does. It's not a decision that your partner has to make. It's not a decision that your friend has to make. It is a decision that you have to make for yourself. So if you yourself decide that something is a big deal, then it has become a big deal because of you. But if you decide that it doesn't, then it's not a big deal because of you. But it's all up to you at the end of the day. Your life is supposed to be as good as you want it to be, because you are not meant to be stressing out. So eliminate the stress and worry, because it is so irrelevant. It is so irrelevant. There is no reason as to why you have to be doing this to yourself, because you are not meant to be stressed out within your reality. So ease yourself off of that shit. Know for yourself that everything's okay, because it is, and that everything that you have is already here because you said so, and that's it. And so you have nothing else to worry, stress out about. Just relax, because you're completely fine. Everything is completely fine, and you have nothing to worry about, because everything is taken care of. So just put on your big girl pants, keep affirming brainstorming, keep persisting. Do not allow for that little thing to be made into such a big deal. Look at that little thing and tell it,
honey, it doesn't fucking matter.
Because it really doesn't. And proceed onwards while knowing in your heart and your soul that you have all the courage that you need to keep on going strong, and that nothing in this fucking world can rattle your faith, because you are single-handedly the most important and most significant person within your reality, and only you can make a real difference within your reality. And so you will, and you're not going to react to anything else, because nothing here fucking matters, especially not the little things that you know that you could change overnight. Not even overnight, in the same second that you say so, and that's it. And so you're set in stone. You're completely fine. You are good. You have nothing to worry about. You can do this. I know that you can. And so you will, because I said so, and that's it. Because nothing is a big deal unless you allow it to be, and that's it. And so you won't, because we said so, and that's actually it. All right, y'all. I will see y'all this Thursday for another video. Thank y'all so much again for watching. God bless y'all. Please take care, everybody. And let's make it as easy as possible for ourselves to enjoy, because this process of using the law of assumption should not be anything that is as stressful as you might be making it out for yourself, because it is not meant to be that way. It's meant to be super easy, super relaxed. Nothing has to be a big deal unless you allow for it to be a big deal. So don't allow for it to be. Everything is completely working out in your favor in the same way that you want it to, because you said so, and that's it. So even if your SP's being a bitch today, forget it. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. So what if you have to spend $500? It's not a big deal. Spend the money knowing that you're gonna get it right back, simply because you said so, and that's it. Because everything works out in your favor at all times, because absolutely nothing is a big deal. Nothing is. Nothing as irrelevant as that matters at the end of the day. I promise you that. Bye. There is no need to be stressed out about this, guys. Using the law of assumption is meant to be as simple as it is, because it really is that simple. Affirming and persisting are the only two things that you should be focusing on. Anything else is irrelevant. No matter how big it looks, it really is not a big deal. No matter how small it looks, it really is not a big deal. Nothing has to be a big deal unless you allow it to be. So don't allow for the little things in life to be such a big fucking deal, especially because you are such a strong person. There is no reason as to why you have to be making these things into something more than they actually are. You call the shots. You're the one who's in control. So if you are, only put your focus onto things that will actually make a positive difference in your life, and steer your energy away from anything that does not align, because the little shit really does not matter. Stop giving it so much importance, because it really does not have to be a big fucking deal, because it really does not matter. I promise y'all that it really does not. So get the fuck up, stand up, and keep it pushing, bitch, because you got this shit in the bag simply because we said so, and that's it.